Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it is, whenever you're watching this. I hope you're doing exceptionally well. Today, I'm gonna just cut straight to the point. We're gonna talk about gooning. That's what we're gonna do. Honestly, I got this idea because I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw this girl being like, guys, gooning is good. Gooning is good. Gooning is great. And I was like, you know what? Enlighten me. And I just want to add my 2 cents to it because I think it is very it's a very interesting topic, and I kind of just want to talk about it because I can. So yeah, first things first. So before I go into detail about this, I want to separate gooning from watching porn, because those are two completely different things. Obviously, they go together and they intermingle all the time. But if you're able to separate both, I think gooning on its own is good. As soon as you introduce porn to it, I think that's when it becomes harmful to your mental, to your psyche, to your whatever, right? And it ruins your relationships. It ruins your, I already said this, your mental. Yeah, it's not good. So first things first, I want to talk about reading, okay? Because I swear this is important to the rant. So I've been reading a lot recently, and I've been able to have more vivid dreams. Honestly, I've been able to have dreams that I remember, because I know everybody dreams at night. You just wake up and you forget all the dreams that you've had that night. But I'm able to remember the dreams I've had the more I read, and I'm able to, like, I assume when people read, this is what they do. Please, I think you do this. I at least I hope you do. You read the book, right? And as you're reading it, it's like King Leto walked down the Grand Hall. And you imagine like a straight king. I don't know why I say King Leto if he's not. Duke Leto walked down the hall, the grandiose hall, right? You can imagine Duke Leto, walking, and you see this grand hall with a huge archway with tall walls, and the walls are covered in wood, and it's just beautiful. They have torches lighting up the way. It's this long hallway. At the end of this hallway, it's just dark because you don't know what's at the end of it because you haven't read that far into it. When I read a sentence like that, that's what I imagine, right? That has been able to help me exercise my mind to I guess have more dreams. I remember I used to be a lucid dreamer, and unfortunately Unfortunately, I lost that ability because I just stopped reading. But now that I am reading more, I don't know why I started so much when I said that. Now that I am reading more, I'm able to have dreams that I remember, and I wake up, I'm like, oh my goodness, yeah. And hopefully, if I'm able to read even more, I'm going to be able to start controlling my dreams and start lucid dreaming again, because lucid dreaming is top tier. Anyways, I don't want to go into that little tangent because then the video is going to be way too long. I say all this to say that during the consumption of porn, or just pornographic materials, or kind of like erotic materials, I guess, guys tend to, in my experience talking to people, guys tend to watch a lot more videos. They're a lot more of a visual learner, visual observer, compared to girls, where girls like to read it. And each have their benefits, of course. And I don't know. I remember Icebreakers was a huge book when I was like in high school or middle school. Honestly, I forgot when it came out, but it was like a big deal. Girls were like, "Oh my God, girly pop, you have to read this book. Have you read Icebreakers? Oh my God, it's so freaking hot and erotic. It's so cute because it's this like tall blonde guy. Please watch it. Please read." And personally, I'm not really interested in reading that book, but I know the material that's on it because I've read little excerpts of it. I find that kind of interesting. Reading that type of erotic material is quite interesting. I read Song of Achilles for a good minute until I realized that this was all low-key softcore corn. Actually softcore gay corn, and I was like, you know what? All power to the people that like to read Song of Achilles, but it's just not for me. Okay, I was like halfway through or something like that, or not even halfway. I think it was like getting to halfway, and I was like, you know what? That's enough. Let's read Dune. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I say all this to say that men and women consume erotic material in different ways. I think that viewing porn is very damaging to the mental psyche. Not I know, because it distorts the viewer's mind in such a way, because porn that genuinely exacerbates everything and can be contoured towards weird fetishes, and not weird, just fetishes. Right? Specific fetishes. Fetishes? Fetishy? I don't know. A specific fetish it may contour towards, or like, you know, it's just kind of like over the top everything. And, you know, realistically, when you are not lasting an hour long, you know, maybe you will, but realistically, I think the average is about like 15 to 30 minutes or something like that. I don't really know. Yeah, like it kind of poisons the mind of the viewer being like, I have to do this. I have to be like this. I have to do this and a third. A famous example of corn polluting the mind is this clip from a Kevin Hart stand-up on Netflix that I watched like years ago when I used to really be into stand-up. Kevin Hart was like, he had watched this video, this corn video of this position that the guy was doing with this girl, right? And the guy obviously like, you know, shifted his body outward so the camera can have a good view of it, right? The camera guy like, oh, okay, that look good. He was like, you know what? That looks fire. I want to try that with my wife. So, you know, they get to a little steamy hot time. Steamy hot time. They get to doing it. Fucking Kevin Hart's that, you know, pulls that move out. And the girl's like, yo, stop. Who are you trying to show? Right? And in that moment, it's like, yo, dang, like, I'm really, you know, this really has polluted my mind and made me think differently about how I have to perform, right? Obviously, you know, Kevin was probably doing it for the good of his wife, being like, maybe this feels better and stuff like that. But, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to be like, dude, they're just trying to show, like, get the camera to look at what's going on, right? Yeah, like, subconsciously, corn affects you, and you're just not aware of it until, you know, you either get called out for it or you just stop watching it. What I'm trying to get to this video is like, oh, just stop watching corn, guys, and you'll be way happier with your life. Yes, but I know it's a lot harder said than done. It is really hard trying to drop corn, especially if you're an avid watcher, if you watch it all the time, and especially if you goon all the time. That is something that, like, is more serious, and it's kind of more of a personal battle between you and yourself. While you're watching it, just get personal clarity. Nah. While you're watching it, just think of like, man, like I'm doing this to myself, and I am fantasizing this woman as an object more than an actual person. The guy is just getting pleasure from the woman, and obviously the woman is feeling it, like whatever, but it is mainly geared towards the guy, and, you know, towards the appeal of the guy instead of the appeal of woman, right? Like I'm viewing women more as a tool. People that watch a lot more corn tend to objectify women a lot more, because that's how women are seen in the corn industry. Like, they're just objects for a man's pleasure. Consciously or subconsciously, the person that watches a lot of it kind of sees women as that. Or other times, they just get so scared to talk to women, because it really does lower your morale. Like, am I ever going to be able to do that with a woman? And yeah, I think that's it. I don't want to keep this extremely long. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I believe that's about it. I hope you have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it is when you stop watching this video. Yeah. Good luck on, if you are, actually, finals are over. Never mind, I take that back. So good luck on summer. I hope you guys have a great summer, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!